Hello, thank you for joining today's info session on Marquette University's Sibanye Cape Town program. To start, let me do a quick introduction. My name is Millie Lohr, and I am the Education Abroad Advisor in the Office of International Education. I help advise on the Sibanye Cape Town program, so feel free to reach out to me or general study abroad at marquette.edu email account if you have any questions. I do want to preface this info session by saying that this is a unique study abroad program and far from the traditional study abroad programs that you hear about. The Sibanye Cape Town program combines both a passion for academics with a heavy emphasis of community-based learning. The interactions, conversations, community engagement that you will experience on this program is far different from what you may have experienced at university thus far. We are excited to share this with you, and with that, let's get started. Let's do a quick overview of South Africa. As you'll see on the slide, South Africa consists of a majority Black population, which makes up about almost 80% of the population. Following that is about 9% white, and then 8.8% colored, and 2.6% Asian. These are the racial categories that South Africa has categorized the different racial groups within the country. So they're not terms that we've subbed in at all. And just to go in a little bit deeper into what the colored and Asian categories would consist of, if you're categorized under colored, that meant that you were Black mixed with another race. If you were categorized under Asian, it was mainly South Asian and Indian. South Africa, as you may or may not have known, was recently under an apartheid government. Apartheid, for those who do not know what that may mean, is the legal system of institutionalized racial segregation. So it's completely legal to be separated by the color of your skin. Apartheid ended in South Africa in 1994, and in the 20 plus years that apartheid has ended, South Africa has been operating under a new constitutional democracy, which I'm sure you can guess has been a challenge for a country that's been under apartheid for so long. Lastly, some quick facts on Cape Town, which is the legislative capital of South Africa and home to Marquette's Sibanye Cape Town Study Abroad program. Its population is around 3.4 million, and you'll learn that Cape Town officially recognizes 11 languages. Here are some that you will hear during the program: English, Afrikaans, Xhosa, which is the clicking that some of you may have heard of before. These are just some of the languages that you'll see or hear. As a participant on the Sibanye Cape Town program, you'll live in a neighborhood called Observatory, or as the locals say, Observatory or OBS. It's located in a younger part of town where you'll find other international students as neighbors, local families, and access to nearby restaurants, bars, coffee shops, grocery stores, pretty much all of your essentials you need to survive. Housing for this program is called Kimberly House or K House, where you can live with up to 19 other students. And they can be students from across our Jesuit partner network. So students can come from Santa Clara University, Marquette University, St. Joseph, and so on. This program does allow you to meet with other U.S. students across the nation, so no worries there if you're looking to expand your network. You are roomed with one other person in the K house. There is a fully equipped kitchen with 3 fridges, a living and dining space, along with bathrooms, washers, and a backyard for you to go and hang out. Now let's talk about the program itself. The Sibanye Cape Town program is a semester-long study abroad option that combines both academics and community-based learning. A typical week on this program will have you 2 days at UWC or the University of Western Cape, 2 days at your service site, and then Fridays are reserved at the Marquette Center, which is right down the street from K House, where you'll take the 2 Marquette required courses. Evenings and weekends are mostly free for you to explore more of Cape Town, so there's plenty of time and flexibility for you to enjoy some tourism. The community-based learning component is a vital point of the program because it allows you to engage with each other, your service partners, and the local communities that you'll be working with through the transition of South Africa navigating through a time of post-apartheid. There are certainly still inequalities present in Cape Town and all over South Africa, so you will see these inequalities daily. We hope that this experience will help shape or form your perspective on inequalities abroad, racial divide, and how countries are moving to reconcile past actions. The community-based component will also give you and other participants of the program a chance to reflect and analyze together as a cohort how grassroots organizations are helping to change the present and future of Cape Town. As I mentioned in the previous slide, there are two Marquette required courses that you'll be taking on Fridays that are both upper level courses in theology and social justice and welfare. You should work with your home university advisor to figure out how these specific Marquette courses will transfer and work with your particular degree program. The first course under theology, Bridging the Racial Divide, Theo 3420, ties in the progress of reconciliation thus far in post-apartheid South Africa. It explores and reflects on your study abroad experience, and this course is mainly led by our on-site resident director, Melakaya. The second required Marquette course, Race, Class, Gender, and Local Communities, SOJ 3400, explores the process and application of how to bring about the social change in the different areas of economy, society, politics, and so on. This course is specifically tied to the community-based learning component of the program. Much of this course harbors guest speakers of local organizations or key individuals who were actively involved in some way in the movement towards the end of apartheid in South Africa. The University of Western Cape, or UWC, is the other location where you will be registered for courses. UWC was a key player in the movement against apartheid. It was historically established as a university for colored students under apartheid, but now UWC hosts several international students from across the world. You'll also see that UWC will represent more of the demographics of South Africa than those of the nearby universities that you'll hear about, such as the University of Cape Town or Stellenbosch University. Here at UWC, you will take 2 to 3 courses across their academic colleges, as well as the option to take courses at their Institute for Social Development, which offers graduate level courses. We equate these graduate level courses to the level of honors courses at Marquette. If you're familiar with the honor type courses and wanting to continue that level of academic studies, we would encourage that you take these courses at the Institute for Social Development. We encourage that those that have not taken any honors courses to check out the ISD courses as well. Many of our students that have taken these courses have shared that their experience has been more engaging than the ones through the regular undergraduate colleges. Some subjects that UWC offers fall under the umbrella of humanities and social sciences, but again, this is just a sample. We encourage students to work with their academic advisor and study abroad coordinator to find classes. The more you plan and the more course alternatives you have can definitely lessen the stress during the course registration process. The community-based learning component of the Sibanye Cape Town program is again tied to the upper level SOJ 3400 course. This is the action-based aspect of the course where you will be placed with local nonprofits, schools, community organizations that focus on youth education, community development, refugee assistance, social services, and more. We do our best to match your interests, goals, and area of study with the needs and preferences of each organization that we partner with. During the application process with Marquette, there is a questionnaire that will dive deeper into your goals and interests for the community-based learning placement. Our on-site resident director, Malakia, will work with you to connect you to an organization where both of you will benefit from each other. So we really emphasize that when you are out on the days for your service site, you should be going in with a mindset that it is a partnership of both learning and serving at the same time. Now let's talk about transportation and safety on the program. Transportation for the Sibanye Cape Town program is taken care of by private transport. When I say private, I mean private. We have hired a driver, Parnell, or Mr. P, as the students call him, to drive you to and from your service site and UWC. Outside of the program locations, of course, there are other transportation means that you can take. In Cape Town, you'll find taxis, Ubers, minibus taxis called combis, buses, trains, and rent-a-car options. If you do have, if you do end up taking one of these other transportation options, we do ask that you be alert and let others know where you're going. Travel in pairs or small groups of 3 to 4 people. Navigating around Cape Town is just like navigating any other metropolitan city like LA, Chicago, or New York. Just use the same common sense rules that you have for when you're abroad. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, this program does allow you to have some personal travel as well. In addition to the weekend travel, there's also a mid-semester break in both the fall and spring semesters where students can choose where and what to do. In the past, alumni have shared that there's a guide on what they've done in the past and how it's been done. I'm sure if you participate on the program, that information will be accessible to you, or you can just design your own personal travel. There's plenty to do and explore on any budget. Here are just some trips that students have taken in the past. Some have traveled around Africa, some have gone to Victoria Falls, have done the garden route, or have done a tour through the Kruger National Park Safari. Now let's talk about culture shock. We do talk a lot more about culture shock during orientation, but this is good for you to know no matter how experienced you may be in traveling or your background, you will experience some level of culture shock and it will be different for everyone. Although you will find Western influence in culture here and there in Cape Town, you will see a stark difference in the food, language, social norms, the level of poverty, the academic structure at UWC, and the racial makeup of the cities. Remember that South Africa is coming out of a time where it was legal to be separated based on your racial background. 20 years is still young for a country that has been through apartheid, so we encourage you to read up on South Africa a little so that you're not completely thrown off when you arrive on site. We remind you to educate yourselves, listen to those around you, either within your cohort and your interactions with locals, and to respect each other's opinions and experiences. Switching gears, cost. Housing and tuition payments vary across our Jesuit partner institutions, so it's best to check with your home university study abroad advisor on how this works specifically for you. Scholarships, whether through your university or external organizations, along with FAFSA, may apply on this program. Again, check with your home university study abroad advisor. They'll be the best to know what will apply and what won't. There's a budget for all types of students on this program. We've had students go all out on this program and travel every weekend, but we've also had students explore just Cape Town and the surrounding areas. Some activities are free, like hiking, and others may require a small fee. As you plan for a study abroad experience, let me leave you with some important notes regarding the Sibanye Cape Town program. Below you will find the application deadlines for our online study abroad application. If you will be pursuing a spring study abroad, please note that the October 1st deadline applies to you. If you are pursuing a fall study abroad, the March 1st deadline will apply to you. More information is on our website at studyabroad.marquette.edu. In terms of what requirements are part of the online application process, you will have to obtain 3 online references, which are for service, academics, and personal. You'll also have to complete 3 short answer essays. You'll also have to submit your official transcript. And lastly, you'll have to sign or complete some study abroad policies, emergency contact details, and read up on general visa information. Again, if you have any questions about this application process, please feel free to contact me or studyabroad@marquette.edu. Thank you for attending Marquette University's Sibanye Cape Town Info Session. As I've mentioned before, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or the studyabroad@marquette.edu general email account. We look forward to working with you on your study abroad experience.